You ever feel that slow, quiet fade? When someone starts slipping out of your life, not with arguments or closure, but with silence? At first, it's subtle. Their replies get shorter. The warmth in their voice starts to cool. The effort they used to put in now feels like a chore. And you can't help but notice it, even if you pretend not to. You replay conversations in your head. You overthink every message. You wonder, did I say something wrong? Did I do too much? Not enough? Your heart wants to act, to fix it, to reach out, to hold on to what's slipping away. But here's the hard truth most men aren't told. The more you chase someone who's already letting go, the faster they'll run. And it's not because you're not worthy. It's because you gave away your energy for free so much so that they stopped feeling its weight. This isn't about playing games. This is about stepping into your power. Not the loud, flashy kind, the quiet kind. The kind that doesn't beg to be noticed but is impossible to forget. The kind that makes people look back not because you forced them to, but because your absence spoke louder than your presence ever could. So let's walk through what it really means to reclaim yourself. Not just to attract someone back, but to become the kind of man who doesn't need them to return. A man whose presence commands respect, even in silence. One, they're not confused. They're comfortable. We're taught to believe that people pull away because they're confused, because they're overwhelmed. And yes, sometimes that's true. But more often, they just got comfortable. They stopped putting in effort because they thought they didn't have to. You became too accessible, too predictable, too available. When someone believes you'll always be there, they stop treating your presence like a gift. It becomes expected, automatic, and when love becomes expected, it stops feeling exciting. So the first thing you must do is interrupt their comfort. Pull back not with anger, not with drama, but with clarity. Let the silence grow. Let the gap speak. Let them feel the absence of what they took for granted. And not because you're trying to manipulate them, but because you're teaching them this. Your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. You don't need to argue. You don't need to send a long paragraph explaining yourself. You need to be still and let them feel what life is like without your consistent energy. 2, predictability kills passion. When you always text first, always say yes, always show up at their convenience, you're not being loving, you're abandoning yourself. You're handing over your power in the name of connection. But healthy connection doesn't require sacrifice of self. Attraction thrives on polarity, on uncertainty, on emotional contrast. The human brain craves a bit of mystery, a touch of unpredictability. It wants something it can't fully decode. When you become predictable, you become easy to dismiss. So stop broadcasting every move. Stop being an open book to someone who barely flips the pages. Let them wonder. Let them notice that you're no longer the one carrying the conversation. Let them sit with the question, what changed? That's when gravity forms. Not when you flood them with attention, but when you step back and allow their curiosity to do the chasing. 3, energy doesn't lie, words can be faked. Smiles can be forced, but energy? That's real. Long before you unfollow them, delete pictures, or stop texting, your energy tells the story. The moment you detach mentally, emotionally, spiritually, they feel it. Even if you say nothing, even if you keep your routine. There's something in the vibe that shifts. They may act like they don't care, like your distance doesn't affect them, but deep down, they feel it. And it rattles them more than any words ever could, because your silence holds power. It forces them to sit with what they've done or failed to do. And in that silence, your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. So stop trying to explain yourself. Stop trying to make them understand. Instead, let your growth, your peace, and your stillness do the talking. 4, this is not a waiting room. Too many men treat heartbreak like a pause button, as if the only thing to do is wait. Wait for a reply. Wait for them to miss you. Wait for something to change. But this isn't a waiting room. This is a rebuilding phase. Use the silence to evolve. Build habits that strengthen your body, sharpen your mind, and restore your spirit. Go to the gym not to impress anyone, but to reclaim discipline. Read not for distraction, but to expand. Meditate not to numb the pain, but to become grounded in it, because when they look back, and they always do, it won't be your messages that haunt them. It'll be your transformation. The fact that while they pulled away, you leveled up. Quietly, consistently, powerfully. You don't have to prove you've moved on. You just have to become someone they can't forget, even if they never come back. 5. Need repels. Wholeness attracts. Here's the paradox most men never grasp. The moment you need someone to return, they don't. That neediness pushes them away. It creates an imbalance where your happiness is in their hands and no one wants that responsibility. But when you let go, not pretend to let go, but truly release the outcome, everything changes. You stop looking at your phone. You stop wondering if they'll come back. You stop needing closure. That's when your power comes back online. You're no longer a man chasing validation. You're a man grounded in peace. And ironically, it's in that wholeness that you become magnetic. Not because you want them anymore, but because you've become someone worth wanting. Let them return to a version of you that no longer needs them. That's real power. Point 6. Let them watch. Don't block. Now, this one's tough. The instinct might be to block them, to cut them off so they can't see your progress. But sometimes, the most powerful move isn't blocking, it's letting them watch. Let them scroll through your life and realize they're no longer in it. Let them see your wins, your glow up, your peace, all unfolding without their participation. You're not doing it out of spite. You're not performing. You're just living fully openly, and they're now just an observer. That quiet access, it's a deeper kind of pain, because now they know you're thriving, and they're not part of it. No confrontation, no revenge. Just growth they can't unsee. 7. Their return isn't a reward. It's a test. Let's say they reach out, they text you, call you, say they miss you. Most men see that as a win, but pause. This isn't a trophy, it's a test. Why are they back? Is it because they finally see your value? Or because their backup plan fell through? Have they grown? Or are they just uncomfortable being alone? Because here's the deal, you're not the same man anymore. You don't crave what you once did, you've evolved. So now, if they want access, they need to match your energy, your pace, your growth. You don't accept people based on the past, you evaluate them based on your present standards. If they haven't grown too, you already know the answer. 8. This was never about her, it was always about you. At the heart of this journey isn't her. It's not even the relationship. It's you. This was never about making her miss you. It was always about you remembering who you are, the grounded, disciplined, calm, powerful version of you. The one who doesn't chase but attracts. The one who knows that peace is more valuable than attention. The one who knows that love isn't proven by persistence, it's revealed by presence. You don't need to win her back. You need to win yourself back. And when you do, you'll see clearly. Whether she comes back or not doesn't matter. Because your power never depended on her. It was always within you, waiting to be remembered. If this message resonated, drop the word unshaken in the comments. Not for her. Not to be seen, but for you. To remind yourself what you've become, because real power doesn't chase, it doesn't beg. It doesn't cling. It stands still, it grows in silence. And it lets the world feel what it lost.